Previously, our output retrieved all companies, but what if we only want to get a select number of companies, whichever ones we want, as many times as we want? That way, we have more flexibility. We'll continue to edit our existing file. First things first, we're going to our Initialize section. We're going to add the ability to retrieve companies from the URL instead of manually passing them in. This will allow for some flexibility. However, we'll no longer be able to test our code within VS Code. Instead, we will have to make this file rather than run. Another aspect of this change is that it will need to be an array. So, if we want to be able to pass multiple companies, we'll need to split those values with a comma. That will be important for how we enter the input at the end. Okay, we've made these changes to initialize. Next, we're going to make a minor change in terminate, and that's going to be adding formatting for headers. This is purely an aesthetic change with no major implications. Okay, now we're in the main area, and there will be a couple of key changes here. We'll notice we didn't make any changes to getQuote. We didn't have to make any changes because it already did everything that we wanted it to do. So scroll up and we'll see we're still getting the same content here. This is what our main fixtures looked like previously. We will need to make a couple of changes. Initialize is now passing back our array values that we need to pass to getQuote. Companies will be an array, and we will loop through it to retrieve our quotes for as many values as we pass. Our next change is to perform an array operation. Arrays are zero-based. We'll need to start at 0, and then we'll loop through the companies. So now, instead of the number 5, we're going to use companies.length. This allows for full flexibility. For however long the array is, we can enter 1,000 different numbers as long as they're all between 1 and 4. It'll work just fine. We're iterating through the array from start to end. Now let's see what happens when it's run. This is correct. It should create an error. We can see here that companies are undefined. That's just saying that it didn't have the correct output. So let's make this file. If we've already done it once, we'll be replacing that value. If we haven't run make previously, we won't see that message. It's important to note that we are making the file to the location that we set as our default repository. We'll just use the Open in Browser button. This link could pass into anything. It offers a high level of flexibility in usage. We can pass the link into our front end, APIs, or however we want to use it. Now that we've opened the link, we'll maximize the screen so it opens fully. Add in the company record we want to pull. We can do 1 and 3. Let's pretty print. We now see our first and our third companies printed back in JSON. Exactly how can we change the formatting? If we wanted to, we could change the formatting right in the script. What if we wanted to do multiple? Go ahead and add a few more records in the URL. We'll enter multiple options. Now that we've iterated through several times, everything passes back smoothly.